Hey Psych2Goers. American novelist Thomas Wolfe once said, "Loneliness is and always has been the central and inevitable experience of every man." And most of us would probably agree because we've all felt loneliness at some point in our lives. So if you're struggling right now with a deep loneliness in life, then you'll probably relate to these 7 telltale signs. Number 1, you feel numb all the time. Lately, whatever emotions you used to feel a lot, be it happiness, sadness, excitement, interest, or amusement, just don't seem to be there anymore. And nothing you do to cheer yourself up or make yourself feel something again seems to be working. Most days you just feel empty, lost, and confused. You're numb and emotionally detached because you're struggling with a deep sense of loneliness that you don't know how to deal with. Number 2, you can't control your emotions. On the rare instances when you do manage to feel something again, it's not much better because you can't seem to control your emotions. Now you get upset over the tiniest inconvenience and suddenly don't know how to stop crying or lash out at the people around you for no apparent reason, unable to control your anger. Psychologists call this emotional volatility, and it's very common in people who suffer from depression, severe anxiety, and loneliness. Number 3, you feel like you're too different from other people. Even around your closest friends and family, you still feel like an outsider, like nobody really knows or understands you. You struggle to connect with others and you feel you don't belong. This is because all too often our loneliness can drive a wedge between us and everyone around us, blinding us from their warmth, friendship, and compassion, until all we're left with is this nagging fear that we're too different for anyone to ever accept us for who we really are. Number 4, you question the meaning and purpose of life. Some people tend to become more introspective and philosophical when they feel lonely. So if you found yourself questioning the meaning and purpose of life lately, this might be the reason why. Sometimes we might try to confront our loneliness head on and dive deeper into our own psyche to get to the root of it all. Regardless of whatever it is you might find there in your innermost thoughts, fears, and desires, you're more than likely to come out on the other side a wiser, more insightful person with a new perspective on life. Number 5, you're always exhausted. Another warning sign that you might already be feeling a deep loneliness without even realizing it is if you find yourself always feeling exhausted. It's like all of a sudden, even the simplest tasks like returning a phone call, going out to buy groceries, or cooking yourself a meal seem too overwhelming and tiring to do. You trudge your feet all day long, putting things off for as long as you can, only to collapse on your bed exhausted and completely spent every night, which brings us to our next point. Number 6, you waste your time doing nothing. Mindlessly scrolling through social media, spending hours playing video games, watching shows you don't even like, gossiping, gambling, partying, drinking, overeating, oversleeping, overspending. All your time has been consumed with these activities. And sure, they might be fun and even relaxing in moderation, but indulging in them too much will only leave you feeling lonelier than ever. Why? Because while all these things might seem like a good way to distract us from our loneliness and make us feel good about ourselves, at the end of the day, it'll only remind us that we don't feel like we're doing anything worthwhile with ourselves or our lives. And number 7, you stop taking care of yourself. Finally, but perhaps most importantly, the moment you start to neglect your own needs and stop taking care of yourself is a trouble sign that your mental health is taking a turn for the worse. Have you stopped brushing your teeth or combing your hair lately? Do you no longer do the things you used to enjoy, like going out with friends or indulging in hobbies? Do you go for days without taking a shower or constantly leave your room in a mess? All of these things are common side effects when we struggle with a deep sense of loneliness in our lives. We feel helpless and unfulfilled, starved of meaning, connection, intimacy, and purpose. So we just stop taking care of ourselves altogether because we feel like it's pointless. So, do you relate to any of the things we've mentioned here? Have you personally experienced a deep sense of loneliness? If you are struggling with your mental health, the best thing you can do for yourself is seek help and reach out to a mental health care professional today. Just the fact that you're aware that there is something missing in your life shows that you have a good idea of who you are and what you want, even if you can't clearly define it just yet. Take this as a call to action to start soul searching and rediscover what makes life meaningful for you. What's your experience with loneliness? Talk about it in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like and share this video with a friend who may find some insight in it too. As usual, all references used are added in the description below. See you next time. Take care.